Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Course Fundamental of Computers. Course code 8403. Level BBA. Unit 1 Introduction to Computer System and Interacting with Computer. Computer for individual. Definition of computer. A computer is an electronic device that processes data, converting it into information that is useful to people. Any computer, regardless of its type, is controlled by programmed instructions, which give the machine a purpose and tell it what to do. Computers can be categorized in several ways. For example, some computers are designed for use by one person, some are meant to be used by a group of people, and some are not used by people at all. Computer for individual. Most computers are meant to be used by only one person at a time. Such computers are often shared by several people, such as those in your school's computer lab, but only one user can work with the machine at any given moment. The 6 primary types of computers in this category are desktop computers, workstations, notebook computers, tablet computers, handheld computers, smartphones. Types of computer for individual. Desktop computers. The most common type of personal computer is the desktop computer, a PC that is designed to sit on a desk or table. These are the systems you see all around you in schools, homes, and offices. Workstations. A workstation is a specialized single-user computer that typically has more power and features than a standard desktop PC. These machines are popular among scientists, engineers, and animators who need a system with greater than average speed and the power to perform sophisticated tasks. Notebook computers. Notebook computers, as their name implies, approximate the shape of an 8.5 by 12-inch notebook and easily fit inside a briefcase. Because people frequently set these devices on their lap, they are also called laptop computers. Tablet PC. The tablet PC is the newest development in portable, full-featured computers. Tablet PCs offer all the functionality of a notebook PC, but they are lighter and can accept input from a special pen called a stylus or a digital pen that is used to tap or write directly on the screen. Handheld PCs. Handheld personal computers are computing devices small enough to fit in your hand. A popular type of handheld computer is the Personal Digital Assistant (PDA). It is used for taking notes, displaying telephone numbers and addresses, and keeping track of dates or agendas. Smartphones. Some cellular phones double as miniature PCs. These phones offer advanced features, hence they are sometimes called smartphones. These features can include web and email access, personal organizers, digital cameras, or music players. Power systems are most often used by organizations, such as businesses or schools, and are commonly found at the heart of organizations' network. Generally, each user interacts with the computer through his or her own device, freeing people from having to wait their turn at a single keyboard and monitor. The largest organizational computers support thousands of individual users at the same time from thousands of miles away. Many organizational computers are general purpose systems that support a wide variety of tasks. So it is obvious that computers for organizations are very important. Types of computer for organizations. Network servers. Individual users have their own desktop computers connected to one or more centralized computers called network servers. It is a powerful computer with special software and equipment that enables it to function as the primary computer in the network. Mainframe computers. Mainframe computers are used in large organizations such as insurance companies and banks, where many people frequently need to use the same data. Mainframes are large, powerful systems. It can handle the processing needs of thousands of users at any given moment. Supercomputers. Supercomputers are the most powerful computers made, and physically they are some of the largest. These systems can process huge amounts of data, and the fastest supercomputer can perform more than 1 trillion calculations per second. Some supercomputers can house thousands of processors. Supercomputers are ideal for handling large and highly complex problems that require extreme calculating power. For example, supercomputers have long been used in the mapping of human genome, forecasting weather, and modeling complex processes like nuclear fission. Computers in society. Computers are now a fact of life. Computers have created a very effective information system to help streamline the management of an organization. This makes it a much needed tool for every business, banking, government, entertainment, daily life, industry, education, and administration. It can be said of all organizations, whether the department, government, or private, use a computer for a variety of their daily business, and it is the fastest growing industries in the world today. Each organization usually has one or more large computer systems and a number of microcomputers. The system is a great computer for data processing tasks, while many small microcomputers to use a word processing. Computers have become part of our lives is essential. In general, the use of computers can be divided into several groups. Role of computer in business. The use of computers among maximum practice in the field of business. In fact, small businesses also use the computer, as there are now very cheap microcomputers. Business organizations now have a number of facts and a lot of numbers to be processed. So many businesses have started using the computer, for example, to calculate the salary, to identify the goods sold and are still in stock, to issue and send or receive business statements, letters, invoices, and more. Role of computer in banking. Processing data involving saving accounts, fixed deposits, loans, investment, profitability analysis, and so on are among the organization's operating budget. The financial institution is the first user is aware of the importance of computers to save time. Use of financial institutions including electronic fund transfer activities. For example, a bank has a terminal in each branch in the country and also in supermarkets, petrol stations, schools, factories, and so on. Role of computer in education. The computer may take over the role of books in the store and disseminate knowledge to the public. In other words, the computer will change the way we learn and the way we store knowledge. All related matters such as student registration, class scheduling, processing of examination results, students' and teachers' personal storage can be implemented by a computer with a fast and effective in helping the administration. Now exam results were processed by computer. Role of computer in health. Hospitals and clinics use computers to store patients' records, scheduling doctors, nurses, and other personnel, inventory and purchase of medicines, medical research, and medical diagnosis. Applications of computer-based equipment or use of information technology has helped doctors to diagnose diseases. It is clear that the use of computers in the medical field to provide solutions to complex problems. Part of computer system. A complete computer system consists of 4 parts: hardware, software, Data, user. Hardware. The mechanical devices that make up the computer are called hardware. Hardware is any part of the computer you can touch. A computer's hardware consists of interconnected electronic devices that you can use to control the computer's operation, input and output. Software. Software is a set of instructions that make the computer perform tasks. In other words, software tells the computer what to do. The term program refers to any piece of software. Some programs exist primarily for the computers used to help it perform tasks and manage its own resources. Other types of program exist for the user, enabling him or her to perform tasks such as creating documents. Thousands of different software programs are available for use on personal computers. User. People are the computer operators, also known as user. It can be argued that some computer systems are complete without a person's involvement. However, no computer is totally autonomous. Even if a computer can do its job without a person sitting in front of it, people still design, build, program, and repair computer systems. Data. Data consists of individual facts or pieces of information that by themselves may not make much sense to a person. A computer's primary job is to process these tiny pieces of data in various ways, converting them into useful information. For example, if you saw the average highway mileages of 6 different cars, all the different pieces of data might not mean much to you. However, if someone created a chart from the data that visually compared and ranked the vehicle's mileages, you could probably make sense of it at a glance. This is one example of data being processed into useful information. Information processing cycle. Using all its parts together, a computer converts data into information by performing various actions on the data. For example, a computer might perform a mathematical operation on two numbers, then display the result. Or the computer might perform a logical operation such as comparing two numbers, then display that result. These operations are part of a process called the information processing cycle, which is a set of steps the computer follows to receive data, process the data according to the instructions from a program, display the resulting information to the user, and store the results. The information processing cycle has 4 parts, and each part involves one or more specific components of the computer. Input. During this part of the cycle, the computer accepts data from some source such as the user or a program for processing. Processing. During this part of the cycle, the computer's processing components perform actions on the data based on instructions from the user or a program. Output. Here, the computer may be required to display the result of its processing. For example, the results may appear as text, numbers, or a graphic on the computer's screen, or as sounds from its speaker. The computer also can send output to a printer or transfer the output to another computer through a network or the internet. Storage. In this step, the computer permanently stores the result of its processing on a disk, tape, or some other kind of storage medium. As with output, storage is optional and may not always be required by the user or program. This is the diagram of how the information processing cycle goes. Essential computer hardware. A computer's hardware devices fall into one of 4 categories: processor, memory, input and output, storage. The procedure that transforms raw data into useful information is called processing. To perform this transformation, the computer uses 2 components, the processor and memory. Processor. The processor is like the brain of the computer. It organizes and carries out instructions that come from either the user or the software. In a personal computer, the processor usually consists of one or more specialized chips called microprocessors, which are slivers of silicon or other material etched with many tiny electronic circuits. To process data or complete an instruction from a user or program, the computer passes motherboard electricity through the circuits. Processor. The motherboard is a rigid rectangular card containing the circuitry that connects the processor to the other hardware. In most personal computers, many internal devices such as video cards, sound cards, disk controllers, and other devices are housed on their own smaller circuit boards, which attach to the motherboard. A personal computer's processor is usually a single chip or a set of chips contained on a circuit board. In some powerful computers, the processor consists of many chips and the circuit boards on which they are mounted. In either case, the term Central Processing Unit (CPU) refers to a computer's processor. Memory. In a computer, memory is one or more sets of chips that store data and program instructions, either temporarily or permanently. Memory is critical processing component in any computer. Personal computers use several different types of memory, but the two most important are called random access memory (RAM) and read-only memory (ROM). These two types of memory work in very different ways and perform distinct functions. Read-only memory. Unlike RAM, read-only memory permanently stores its data even when the computer is shut off. ROM is called non-volatile memory because it never loses its contents. ROM holds instructions that the computer needs to operate. Whenever the computer's power is turned on, it checks ROM for directions that help it start up and for information about its hardware devices. Random access memory. RAM is like an electronic scratch pad inside the computer. RAM holds data and program instructions while the CPU works with them. When a program is launched, it is loaded into and run from memory. As the program needs data, it is loaded into memory for fast access. Data is both written to and read from this memory. Like many computer components, RAM is made up of a set of chips mounted on a small circuit board. RAM has a tremendous impact on the speed and power of a computer. Generally, the more RAM a computer has, the more it can do and the faster it can perform certain tasks. Input and output devices. Input devices. A personal computer would be useless if you could not interact with it because the machine could not receive instructions or deliver the results of its work. Input devices accept data and instruction from the user or from another computer system, such as a computer on the internet. Output devices return processed data to the user or to another computer system. The most common input device is the keyboard, which accepts letters, numbers, and commands from the user. Another important type of input device is the mouse, which lets you select options from on-screen menus. You use a mouse by moving it across a flat surface and pressing its button. A variety of other input devices work with personal computers too. Output devices. The function of an output device is to present processed data to the user. The most common output devices are the monitor and the printer. The computer sends output to the monitor when the user needs only to see the output. It sends output to the printer when the user requests a paper copy, also called a hard copy of a document. Just as computers can accept sound as input, they can use stereo speakers or headphones as output devices to produce sound. These are some of the output devices and input devices that we use. Storage devices. A computer can function with only processing, memory, input and output devices. To be really useful, however, a computer also needs a place to keep program files and related data when they are not in use. The purpose of storage is to hold data permanently, even when the computer is turned off. You may think of storage as an electronic file cabinet and RAM as an electronic work table. When you need to work with a program or a set of data, the computer locates it in the file cabinet, and after you have finished working with the program or data, you put it back into the file cabinet. The changes you make to data while working on it replaces the original data in the file cabinet. There are two main types of computer storage: magnetic, optical. Essential computer software. The ingredient that enables a computer to perform a specific task is software, which consists of instructions. A set of instructions that drive a computer to perform specific tasks is called a program. These instructions tell the machine's physical components what to do. Without the instructions, a computer could not do anything at all. When a computer uses a particular program, it is said to be running or executing that program. System software. System software is any program that controls the computer's hardware or that can be used to maintain the computer in some way so that it runs more efficiently. There are three basic types of system software: operating system, network operating system, and utility. Operating system software. An operating system tells the computer how to use its own components. Examples of operating systems include Windows, the Macintosh operating system, and Linux. An operating system is essential for any computer because it acts as an interpreter between the hardware, application programs, and the user. When a program wants the hardware to do something, it communicates through the operating system. Similarly, when you want the hardware to do something, such as copying or printing a file, your request is handled by the operating system. Application software. Application software tells the computer how to accomplish specific tasks, such as word processing or drawing for the user. Thousands of applications are available for many purposes and for people of all ages. Some of the major categories of these applications include word processing software for creating text-based documents such as newsletters or brochures, spreadsheets for creating numeric-based documents such as budgets or balance sheets, database management software for building and manipulating large sets of data, such as the names, addresses, and phone numbers in a telephone directory. Presentation programs for creating and presenting electronic slideshows. Graphic programs for designing illustrations or manipulating photographs, movies, or animation. Multimedia authoring applications for building digital movies that incorporate sound, video animation, and interactive features. Entertainment and education software, many of which are interactive multimedia events. Web designing tools and web browsers and other internet applications such as newsreaders and email programs. Games, some of which are for a single player and many of which can be played by several people over a network or the internet. Inputting data in other ways. Although the keyboard and the mouse are the input devices that people use most often, there are many other ways to input data into a computer. In a dusty factory or warehouse, for example, a standard keyboard or mouse can be damaged if it becomes clogged with dirt. Grocery checkout lines would slow down dramatically if cashiers had to manually input product codes and prices. In these environments, specialized input devices tolerate extreme conditions and reduce the risk of input errors. Touchscreens. Touchscreens accept input by allowing the user to place a fingertip directly on the computer screen, usually to make a selection from a menu of choices. Most touchscreen computers use sensors on screen surface to detect the touch of a finger, but other touchscreen technologies are in use as well. Pen. Many tablets, PCs, personal digital assistants, and other types of handheld computers use a pen for data input. This device is sometimes called a stylus. You hold the pen in your hand and write on a special pad or directly on the screen. You also can use the pen as a pointing device like a mouse to select commands by tapping the screen. Game controllers. You may not think of a game controller as an input device, but it is. Personal computers are widely used as gaming platform, challenging dedicated video game units like the Sony PlayStation and others. Barcode readers. Barcode readers are one of the most widely used input devices. The most common type of barcode reader is the flatbed model, which is commonly found in supermarkets and departmental stores. Workers for delivery services such as FedEx also use handheld barcode readers in the help to identify packages. Thank you. That sums up the first unit.